And what's going on, Pewter peeps? Welcome in to the all-new Pewtercast, the NFL Draft edition of the Pewtercast, your favorite spot for Bucs news, analysis, takes, hot and otherwise, my incessant rambling, and Ren having to keep me in place. We are live from Big Storm Brewing here in Clearwater as we are ready for the Joe Bucs fan NFL Draft Party. And there are a boatload of people here. I put up a picture earlier as people were coming in.
Yeah.
But this place is packed, Ren.
Yeah, the only open table is one that's reserved. And I don't know who it's reserved for.
Well, it's certainly not reserved for us.
No.
Because we're here.
We got our own spot. Yeah. I tell you what. First off, very excited to be here. Thanks to Joe Bucs fan, Ira Kaufman, and all, the people here at Big Storm. They really hooked up with a good spot. I am very happy the sun has gone down.
Yeah. When
we got here,
it was not pretty.
It was not
a couple
pretty.
of sweaty bastards.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. But this is exciting. Who we got? Draft starts in 30 seconds apparently. But there's a band. So that's,
it's Kings of Leon.
Kings of Leon.
They're playing Be Somebody or whatever that song is, their big song.
Sure.
But they are in Cleveland tonight. And that's where the NFL draft is being held. So that should be fun.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. So let's get this started. So I guess we should talk about some things that have happened since last time we've done a podcast.
Yeah, it's been 9 days.
It has been 9 days. We've had a Jason Light presser.
Yep.
We've had Aaron Rodgers threaten and go to Jeopardy.
Yep.
We've had
Teddy Bridgewater get the hell out of Carolina.
Get the hell out of Carolina. I don't remember, where did he go?
He went to Denver.
That's right. He's in Denver now. So they're still drafting a quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And I guess, hey, let's start with your Tim Tebow story. Because apparently he wants to try out. Like, what's the weird? He wants to try out. He is going to try out. He is now playing tight end for the Jets. What's going on?
Yeah, Adam Schefter talked about this afternoon that the Jacksonville Jaguars worked out Tim Tebow this week. Tebow wanting to come back to the NFL after, not being able to cut it in baseball. And the question is now, is Tim Tebow willing to play something other than quarterback? And the thought is that he wants to be a tight end now.
Sure.
And so he worked out this week as a tight end. And there could be a possibility that Trevor Lawrence could be throwing touchdowns to Tim Tebow.
Is there a report on how he did?
Apparently it was well enough that they're thinking about it.
Okay.
But it makes sense that it's the Jaguars that want Tebow.
Yeah.
Because somebody put this up on Twitter this afternoon that Tim Tebow is money in Florida. People want to see Tim Tebow. And for some reason, it doesn't matter what he does. If he is with a team in Florida, the place sells a lot of tickets. They sell a lot of merchandise.
Yeah.
Even though he's not a good NFL player.
No. It's like it's the Florida Gator version of Jameis Winston.
Yes. I think that's a good comparison.
Yeah, it's a little unfair, but it's close.
Especially you'll get a kick out of this story.
Sure.
So I'm producing for Steve Dumick back in the day.
Yeah.
And
that guy
we get a phone call.
Me so much.
This is at the beginning. This was right after Josh Freeman got drafted.
Okay.
And I get a phone call from somebody, and he goes, I hope the Bucs go 0-16 this year, so they get the first pick in the draft. And you know who they should take?
It sounds like, so you're telling me Hugh Culverhouse called?
It sounded like Hugh Culverhouse.
Okay.
And my response to the guy was, if you say Tim Tebow, I'm hanging up on you. And he goes, he's a winner. He's a leader. He's a gay. And by the time before he could say Gator, I'd hung up on him. I'm like, come on. He's not a good quarterback. He was like, he's left-handed. He throws.
Was he left-handed?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he took forever to get the ball out of his hand. It was forever.
He did. Also very Jameis-like.
Yes.
A nice wind-up. But I mean, Tebow went to high school in Jacksonville.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's a Jacksonville legend, and a Gainesville legend, and a state of Florida legend. So, yeah, that's the last I kind of want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Forever.
Let's talk about what's going on here, because it's officially draft time.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, look at we're watching the NFL, the ESPN broadcast in front of us.
Okay.
And we've got Mel Kiper, and we've got and his fantastic hair, and it looks like I can't even see who's next to him.
It's Booger.
Booger McFarland. Yep. Okay. I'm getting a little glare from the lights here. There's Mel Kiper. He's going to be talking about people with size, with strength, agility, big numbers, got a big board. Never going to the bathroom.
I had no idea you were such an impressionist. You've got like an impression for everybody.
Well, when you don't have a lot of content, you've got to be able to enjoy, and entertain people otherwise.
Sure. Agreed.
Oh, look at that. Is that Louis Riddick? Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? Let's fast forward a way forward to the Bucks. But that's why, we're doing this. Everyone wants to listen.
So we're talking about putting the crystal ball out for 5 hours from now.
At least. At least 5 hours from now. Like, we all know the Bucks can go any which way they want to, right?
Yeah.
They can, you can make an argument for a tight end at this point that they draft. So, what do you hope happens? If you were Jason Light, what would your number one game plan going into it be? I mean, yes, if someone's there, one of your favorites falls, and this, that, and the other thing. But your overall number one game plan, what would that be going into this as the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock? What are you hoping happens?
I'm hoping that Christian Barmore falls.
That's right. You're such a Barmore fan. God. Okay, hoping Christian Barmore falls.
I'm hoping that he does not go at 25 or 26 like you think he's going to go.
Right.
And he falls to 32, so I don't have to trade up.
Okay.
Or he falls to 28, so I don't have to trade up as far.
You'd trade up for Christian Barmore?
I hope not, but...
Right, but you would.
Yeah, he's the guy I want.
He's the guy you want. Okay. If I was Jason Light, I would hope to be able to trade down.
Okay.
I would hope to be able to trade down and collect. This is what I want the overall draft to happen. I want them to trade out of the first round, take all their picks and trade up into day 2. Mm-hmm. Maybe the 4th round, but ideally take no picks. Make all the picks in round 2 and 3, just day 2 only, and collect as many picks you can there, and as many future draft picks you can get in 2022. And that's what I want to happen.
By the way, did you see it just walked in?
I don't know who it is.
No, it doesn't matter who it is. Those two people are wearing New York Jets Tebow jerseys.
Oh, are they? Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow's here. All right, cool. Yeah, there's a couple of other jerseys here. I see an Eagles jersey, a Browns jersey, a couple guys wearing
Steelers jerseys.
Steelers jerseys, even though one's Jack Lambert. So he's a traditionalist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how old are those Tebow jerseys?
2012.
That's like seeing like a Rondé Barber jersey at Bucks training camp. The one that are screen printed and the numbers all starting to fade and flake off.
Oh my God.
Those
are Tim Tebow jerseys.
That seems to be a little better. So you're Barmore or bust, huh?
Yeah, if I have to take a 32.
Yeah.
If I'm taking a 32, it's Barmore or bust. Because if he's not there, I'm trading down.
Wow. So you don't like any of the edges?
Not at 32.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm thinking you can probably get him at 34, 35, get a couple of extra picks moving forward to help you down the road. Because, like we said, for me, yeah, we talked last week about my grade for Jason Light for this offseason.
Right.
Because your grade for Jason Light is bad.
No. Let's say this correctly.
But I thought it was like a B.
No. I'm talking about strictly setting this team up for what they need the most, which is, the team's set of starters. But for what the roster needs most, setting that up for the way this draft sets up best is a D+ at best. Not how he did during the offseason. I mean, if you don't give Jason Light an A for the past 2 off seasons, then you just don't like Jason Light.
Okay.
But as far as like needing defensive tackles, needing defensive ends, and this draft being, very poor, a lot of people are saying it's the worst in memory for along the defensive line. That's where I gave Jason Light a poor draft grade. And that's why I want to trade out of the first round, and that's why I want to collect as many picks as possible for 2022 when all that changes.
Yeah. So, but if Barmore is there at 32, you wouldn't take him. You or one of these edge guys that you want.
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't mind. Barmore scares me, and I've talked about this before. One, it's like it seems like he's not very motivated as a player. Okay. So I mean, how much more motivation do you need? Okay, now we're getting another song by Kings of Leon. What is going on?
I thought that the people would be in the clock by now.
Like, didn't the draft start? Like, where's the clock ticker? Like, I'm not happy right now.
You're not happy.
Like, what is going on? Like, what is this?
It's like a concert.
Yeah, it's like this is like rocking New Year's Eve. This is terrible. I don't care about the Kings of Leon. I think the NFL thinks like the draft is more important. What are they trying to do? Bring in the casual viewer?
I guess.
I just don't get it. Anyway, I wouldn't mind going running back. I wouldn't mind going defensive tackle. I wouldn't mind going edge. I wouldn't mind going interior offensive line. I kind of open with it. It's like I can make an argument for tight end. I can make an argument for corner, but it matters who's here. What scared me about Barmore is that the team he plays on plays for a national championship every single year. So how much motivation do you need? You have a tier 1 NFL professional coaching staff coaching you, and you still need them to light a fire under your butt. Like, so
some of us aren't Ren.
If you look at his numbers during the playoffs and the championship game, he played excellent. He was unstoppable. He really was. But you go back to the middle of the season, and he takes plays off, and he gets overpowered easily, and there's all kinds of things that happen. So that's where. But I trust the Bucs. If the Bucs don't take in Barmore,
look at, they've got Rodgers' chair on the stage from last year. That's pretty funny.
But if the Bucs go with Barmore, I trust them enough to know that they've done their homework, and they think that he's the guy that what I talk about, the motivation and the want to and the love of football is there, and it won't matter. Okay, here comes the first pick. Who do you think it's going to be, Steve?
Gee, I don't know.
I bet you.
I love that they're booing him.
I bet, of course, you got to boo. We got to boo Goodell. Boo.
Boo the commissioner.
Boo.
Boo Roger.
Boo. Why are we introducing people? Okay.
Yay.
Is the draft started? Is anybody on the clock? What's going on?
No.
I feel like we clicked on the air about 20 minutes too early.
Oh, that's what it is. It's Jarvis Landry, Bernie Kosar.
It's a Cleveland thing. Okay, great.
So we're keeping an eye on Roger Goodell right now as he's yapping.
All right, I will bet you I'll give you 10-1 odds. I'll bet you $1 million that this pick is Trevor Lawrence. I almost said Joey Lawrence. I've been calling Trevor Lawrence Joey Lawrence for like 2 years now. I really got to quit doing that.
Maybe he wears the number 6. That would be pretty funny.
I don't get it. Carney, I'm allowed not to get your references.
All right. You know that Joey Lawrence was on the show Blossom, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Blossom's best friend, her name was 6.
Okay.
So maybe he wears the number 6.
Yeah, okay. I can't believe you got that upset. I didn't know that.
I can't believe they put his chair up on the stage.
I can't believe they're showing the chair. What is going on?
I hope he sits there all night.
What time?
It's 8:15.
8:15.
They have not started the draft.
Okay. Okay, NFL. Let's go.
Nope.
Some of us have to work in the morning.
Yeah. I get a 7:30 a.m. hit with Ronnie and Seacrest.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
By the way, Brian Anderson says trade out on YouTube. And I think that would be the most logical.
Hey, Steve.
Steve Isbitz from JoeBucksFan.com is hanging out with us as well. Of course, this is the Joe Bucks Fan watch party that we're dealing with here. What do we got?
He just handed us, they are doing a giveaway. They have the Florida Elite Restoration, one of their sponsors.
Yep.
When you get a leak or you have mold or dampness in your house, you call Florida Elite Restoration. I've heard the podcast so many times, I probably do the commercial. Before you can call your insurance company, call Florida Elite Restoration. That's Florida Elite Restoration.com. Anyway, they're giving away a $300 gift card. And here are the rules. Right below the first player to be chosen by the Bucs in the 2021 NFL Draft. Tiebreaker, right, how many wide receivers will be taken in round 1? Second tiebreaker, how many players will the Bucs select in the entire 2021 draft? 4. Provide your name, email, phone number so we can get in contact with you. And then they have a list of sort of like the top 10 to top 5 players at each position. So there we go. So
we've got a clock.
We've got a clock. Okay, thank God. So it started. What time is it? 10:30?
It seems like it. But now that means that we're going to be an extra 15 to 20 minutes before we find out that the Bucs are trading out of the first round.
Well, if every team takes all their time. So you're writing Christian Barmore.
Yeah, if they're going to take somebody in the first round, I'm hoping it's Barmore. Now, they trade out.
That's not the question. It's the first player taken in the draft. It doesn't say first round.
Christian Barmore.
All right.
How many wide receivers?
In the first round.
In the first round.
Chase Smith, Waddle, Moore, Bateman.
Do tight ends count?
No.
Well, because that could be 5 or 6.
But it says true, but it says wide receiver.
No.
So
receivers.
So tight ends don't count. We're
having fun here.
I'm putting
this
at 1,
2,
3.
This is the first time that Ren and I have actually done a live broadcast sitting next to each other.
Yeah, I know. It's probably a pain to watch on YouTube because I keep turning my head to look at you.
Yeah, and you're looking the other way.
I'm looking the other way.
We should be on the other side.
Yeah, but then I'll look the other way. That wouldn't matter because if we switch, then I'll look the other way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
And then I'll do this. And I'll look up at the Lightning game that's on.
Yeah. So, all right. I think Chase Smith, Waddle, Moore. Bateman go. Marshall, I don't know. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Marshall and Tony are kind of meh.
Yeah. I'd say 5.
So you'd say 5. I would probably say 6. And if we counted Kyle Pitts, that would be 7.
Why would we count Kyle Pitt?
Receiver.
It's not a race. Wide receiver. Wide
I just love
receiver.
messing with Ren.
Yeah.
All right, how many players will the Bucs select?
4.
6.
0.
They're not. No, 1. They're going to trade everybody up
They are.
to move up
Okay.
and get Kyle Pitts.
Oh God, that would be. What if your favorite running back in the draft was on the board? Would you take him at 32?
Well, my favorite running back is going to be on the board at 32.
Who's
My
that?
favorite running back is Puka Williams from Kansas.
Okay. Okay, let me rephrase. What if the most talented running back
So if Etienne or Najee Harris,
or Javion Williams? Or if you like Carter better, whoever you think the most talented running back or who fits best in this offense would help the most this year or going forward.
well, that's Etienne or Harris.
Okay, agreed.
I don't know if Etienne will be there.
That wasn't the question. Question was.
So you think
The
if he
question was.
falls 12 spots, I'm going to wonder why.
Okay.
Because I think he goes 20, 21-ish.
All right.
So if he falls a dozen spots, I want to know why he's falling that many spots. Does he have a Laramie Tunstall picture of him smoking weed through a gas mask?
Which is fine because Laramie Tunstall is an absolute stud.
Yes. But I want to know why.
Okay. I think it'd be more of like that.
If Etienne's there,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So you wouldn't be against that?
I wouldn't be against it.
Harris?
I wouldn't really be against Harris either. Now, I think Harris is probably going to be there.
Really?
I think it's probably going to be close. I think Etienne is in the upper 20s. I think that Harris is probably in that 29, 30, 31, maybe 32, maybe goes into day 2.
Okay.
At that point, you have to go, okay, is somebody willing to trade up into 32 in that 33, 34 area so I can move down and then maybe move back up and you can kind of finagle things around.
Right. I don't think Harris, I really think Pittsburgh's just going to get somebody to help Ben in his last year. And everybody and their grandmother has now, said that, like any beat writer, anybody that, that has boots on the ground daily, the Pittsburgh version of the Stroud, Almond, Reynolds, Isbitz, Ira, anybody, all those people are saying that it's Harris, that Pittsburgh wants Harris. So, I mean, we'll see. But that's where I think, the best shot, I don't think either one will be there. I think Etienne has a better chance because I think Harris is almost like I'm just going to trust everybody that I think that Pittsburgh's going to take it. But then again, it's the week of the smoke screen, as we like to say, and all that stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. It's almost like, and general managers, the 2 or 3 weeks leading up from the draft are like alcoholics. How do you know when they're lying? Their lips are moving. So
you got something against alcoholics?
no, but
Apparently they're all liars.
it's all about misinformation for them. It's all about it. They're always
Alcoholics are all about misinformation?
No, GMs are all about misinformation.
But you said they're like alcoholics.
Yes, because they're lying when they're talking to you.
So you think all alcoholics are liars is what you're saying?
The ones that I know
So
are.
they're...
So
Did someone hurt you way back in the day? Carney.
someone hurt my family.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So
But every time that I've been to an Al-Anon meeting, they have said, how do you know when an alcoholic is lying? His lips are moving.
Al-Anon is like survivors of alcoholic parents,
Yes.
right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you have an alcoholic spouse or an alcoholic parent, that's your support group.
The mystery comes, it's a little clearer now.
I can't believe that Jacksonville's going to take all 10 minutes.
Of course they are, man. It's like NASCAR.
Bastards.
You know, like I need you gotta don't pit right now because this is the only lap you're gonna lead, and we need our sponsors on TV. You gotta sit there and watch this. Yeah.
Guess we'll find out. Ren's messing with his light now.
It's too bright. I think there's enough actual light. There we go.
Yeah, well, you've got the light around you. I've got this light.
You got this, and I've got that, so I think we're good. I don't have to turn that thing on. It's really messing with me. All right, so we are 30 minutes into the broadcast, and we haven't had a draft pick yet.
Although the pick is in.
Oh, the pick is in, yeah.
Or as I like to say, as Gene Deckeroff, the pick is in.
Why?
Just because I'm used to being on the air for the Bucs Radio Network, and when I see the pick is in, I'm used to hearing Gene Deckeroff going, pick!
Oh, okay. I'm thinking when did Gene Deckeroff do draft coverage?
He doesn't.
He doesn't. That's just a mashup by Carney?
Just mashup by me, yeah. The pick is in!
It's just drop the Rondé Barber, add Roger Goodell.
Jameis Winston, he picked!
The pick is in! I can't do it. I'm not good at impressions. Okay, so Jacksonville's on the clock. The pick is in. Let's get I'm going to do a ticker.
It's going to do with the ticker.
All right.
But it is loud. It is fun here.
It's a nice night, man. I'm very excited about.
Yeah. Turned out to be a very nice day here. Big Storm Brewing. Oh, look, see, Roger was in the seat.
Yeah.
Or he had somebody in the seat. That's funny.
Iris Cup coming over to say hi.
It's live television.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, Ira. Hey, you want to...
50,000 watts going out to all places.
Hey, needs something to make my face look better.
Ocala, you getting Jacksonville?
That's right. Best believe it.
What are the Bucs going to do?
I think they're going to trade down.
I agree with you. I think they should.
They should.
Trade down.
Yeah.
Ain't no rookie going to make an impact on this team.
I think you're right.
Unless somebody gets hurt. Hey, I'm not banking on
No. No, I think you need to work. Exactly. You've got all 22 starters back. You've got most of your depth back from last year. So anything that you take early is going to be outside of the top two in your depth chart. Move down, bank picks for next year.
That's what I said. What are the Rays doing?
They're being awful is what they're doing. It's always great to see Ira Kaufman. And I did not do my Ira impression. They trade down. I agree with you.
Ira stopping by the booth for a minute to quiz Carney.
That's right. We're going to do Ira on Ira.
Ira has said trade down.
Trade down.
Trade down.
I remember when Tom McEwen told me that if you're in this position, you trade down. And then Joe Henderson told me you trade down even further. When you trade down enough, you trade down further.
All right, so Trevor Lawrence.
Shocking.
We got the Jets on the clock.
Zach Wilson is being shown hugging people.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and update the ticker.
So the first pick is officially Trevor Lawrence. Will he throw some touchdown passes to Tim Tebow this year? Who knows? I thought that Zach Wilson's mother was Jessica Simpson. That's incredible. She does. She looks like Jessica Simpson.
Okay.
Like Jessica Simpson hasn't ruined enough quarterbacks. Watching Mel Kiper here on ESPN, looking excited. Trevor Lawrence, all the intangibles. But somebody said Trevor Lawrence is going to lose a game for the first time in his life this year.
It's not true. He just lost a national championship.
He has never lost a regular season game. Not in high
You
school,
didn't say
not in
regular.
college.
You didn't say regular season. You said a game. All
It's
right.
amazing.
Okay. Can you say
They're showing Zach Wilson. The Jets are still on the clock. We think that is going to be the pick. That Zach Wilson
Yeah, I've already
will be the one.
I've already updated the
In
ticker.
fact, Ben is so sure of it. He has put it on the Twitter on the ticker
On
already.
the ticker. Well, they showed his mom giving him a hug. That wasn't
His mom, Jessica Simpson.
Jessica Simpson.
She does.
All right, so
I mean, the problem with Zach Wilson is that it's BYU. BYU is not a big school, not a big program, and you're going to see a huge jump in the level of competition between his college opponents and his pro opponents.
Steve Young.
Totally different. BYU was totally different back then.
How so?
Well, they played in an actual conference, and they weren't a Division I independent like they are now.
Okay.
So he actually played a lot of different
What did they
and
play?
big
The Big Sky?
competition games.
The Big Sky? Is that what they played in? What were they? Mountain West?
They were, I don't know what they were. They played in the Holiday Bowl a lot back in the day.
The SEC 2? Yeah.
So good.
Hey, Greenberg's first draft, I think.
Yeah. Greeny showed up. It's going to go Yellow Booger.
Booger.
Booger's wearing the salmon jacket,
Is it?
mauve,
Yeah, the more,
Purple?
Yeah, more of a mauve, more of a purple.
paisley. You think he's Prince?
Paisley. Yeah. Booger
They're
always.
showing the Jets draft room now on ESPN, and it looks like they have come to a consensus.
About
Back to Zach Wilson.
About an hour ago, when they actually told Jack, Jack Wilson. I can't believe.
Congratulations, you're a Jet. No!
Yeah, right.
That's what I'd be like.
What? Yeah. What? That's my question. What organizations? What NFL teams? If you were good enough, if you were Trevor Lawrence,
Okay.
and we'll say now, not traditionally, but this year, what organizations would you say, I'm not playing for you, don't draft me?
The Jets,
Anybody else?
Denver.
What's wrong with Denver?
They're a mess. John Elway's not a good GM.
He's not a very good talent evaluator.
No. So if he's picking me, I think there's something wrong with me. I almost made Ren spit out his water.
Yeah. All over my $9,000 laptop.
That's right. Now, the Jets definitely.
No, yes, it's $9,000. The Jets, you were saying?
The Jets are a definite.
Okay.
If they're picking me, I'm going to play baseball. Or I'm going to go play basketball. Or I'm going to go play hockey.
Okay, what if you don't have that choice?
CFL's always available.
CFL is always available. What's that? What's that new league where the fans call the plays? Like Johnny Manziel's playing in? Whatever that is. CFL is always available.
So,
Yeah, for me, you would the Jets right now, maybe the Giants. You need anything, buddy? Can I get a?
Ren's got a. I'll mute your microphone. That's the beauty of having this. I brought my mixing board out of here, and so now I can mute Ren's microphone so he can make a drink order, get another water.
I went with Mellow Yellow this time.
Mellow water, nice. I get a Sunny Key Lime.
Maybe the Giants. Definitely the Chargers. If the elder Spanos still owned it. Yeah, he was the worst owner. It's mostly ownership. I don't think I want to be drafted by the Raiders right now because they're such a mess.
What about Detroit?
I don't know what's wrong with Detroit.
Here we go.
Oh,
And it's official.
hey, I was right.
Zach Wilson
I'm 2
from
for
BYU
2. I'm 2 for 2.
is the number 2 overall pick.
2 for
Put
2
his
so
Jets
far.
trucker hat on.
I don't know what's wrong with Detroit. Like, I think Detroit needs to do what Cleveland did. Thank you. Do what Miami's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do what who else is like tearing it down and just collecting draft capital. Instead of like picking in the top 10 year after year after year after year,
Mm-hmm.
and not sort of putting together, like Cleveland tried that forever,
Yeah.
and we tried that forever.
Yep.
We finally hit on, got some drafts. We didn't necessarily tear it down and collect draft picks, but it took like 5 years of getting at least one star player, and a couple of drafts of hitting on 4 guys, 3 guys, consistently hitting on day 1 and day 2 guys. So that was that. But yeah, I just don't know what's wrong with Detroit. Like, I don't know enough about them if it's bad ownership. Like, I don't want to play for San Diego because the Spanos are terrible people.
That is a Ford Mustang, ladies and gentlemen.
I shouldn't say I think the Spanos are terrible people. They're not good owners. Like, they use their team to generate money, and instead of giving everything that the team wants, they're always looking to cut corners. It's like,
I got one other one that I would
Sure.
not go with, and that's the Eagles.
Why?
I just think that Howie Roseman is about as good of an evaluator as John Ellis.
I do what I don't like about the Eagles and Howie Roseman is there's absolutely zero loyalty. Like, you see the Bucks, like what they helped out Mike Evans, and they kept telling him, we're going to sign you. They were going to try to give Cam Brate $6 million as long as they possibly could.
Yeah.
Like, it was the last resort to sort of like cut Cam Brate's salary again. So I think they're loyal to the players. With Philly, like, they sign a deal, and if you don't, like, if you want to get it up later and think you've outplayed it, no go. And then when it's over and it's time for you to cash in on your big contract, because I've given years to the organization, they're like, nope, thank you, bye-bye.
Jerks.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, Philly always seems to have a talented roster. Now, they've missed. Roseman has not been able to build that wide receiving core, even though he's kind of tried. But Jason Light couldn't build the defensive line for like 3 years. And he tried, and he kept missing. So, those things happen. But that's kind of the thing I just don't like about the Eagles is when it's time that you sort of paid your dues, they're like, thank you, bye-bye. And so I can see that.
Well, again, lack of loyalty.
Okay, Steve. Here we go.
This is the question.
Who do you think the San Francisco 49ers who's that? Who are they talking to? Oh, they're so flat. It's still the Jets. Who do the 49ers like? They gave up a lot to move up to 3.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a quarterback, or it should be a quarterback. If it's not, they're going to get John Lynch is going to get fired.
He's going to get skewered. He really is.
Yeah.
So they're taking a quarterback.
Right.
And the question is, do you think that they go safe and draft Mac Jones?
Is Mac Jones safe?
Because of the overscope of the program. I mean,
he has more film. He's played in bigger games.
Yeah.
He's for a bigger program.
Yeah.
Or do you guy like Trey Lance played in 2 games this year, and then they shut the program down? Yeah. So, or have they been blowing a smoke screen and they go for Justin Fields?
If they go for Justin Fields here, Chris Sims is going to look like an absolute moron because
Chris Sims looks like an absolute moron all the goddamn time.
But I mean, Sims's mock draft, he had the Bucks taking Justin Fields at 32.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous. But I honestly think that they probably go safe. You go with the guy that's got more experience. You go with the guy who was in a bigger program, the bigger scope. You go with Mac Jones. You draft Jones, and you watch Lance kind of move down into that 6 or 7 spot. I think after this, unless they take Lance, I think then Jones could more for quarterbacks.
Yeah, I have picked Justin Fields, and I've already put it on the ticker for the 49ers. Wow. So whoever's who's watching this and going, hey, is that true? No, it's not. It could be, though. We shall see. I think San Francisco goes Justin Fields.
I go Mac Jones.
Okay. Because if you're going to go for the safest guy, then go for the safest guy with the most upside. Like, Mac Jones isn't – how much better is Mac Jones than Justin Fields? 0. Who has a bigger upside? Justin Fields. So,
yeah, I mean, for me, I think that Fields, the Ohio State program. I get it.
Right.
You want that guy. Because he's kind of like Jones in that advantage over a guy like Trey Lance.
Right.
But we'll see what happens there.
The pick is in.
The pick is in for the 49ers, so they have made the selection. They did not try another smoke screen and try and move down, which I thought would be really hilarious. Come on.
Yeah, you gave up so much draft capital to get there. You got to make the pick.
Move back down.
This isn't draft day.
I was watching that last night.
All those picks I gave you to move up. I changed my mind. Can I have them all back?
Such a bad movie. It really is. Oh my goodness! So they've shown Mac Jones. They've shown the highlights of Mac Jones. They have not shown Fields at all on ESPN.
That's true.
So that tells me that that ESPN and the pundits behind the scenes. I'm not talking about Riddick and Booger and Greeny and even Mel, but I'm thinking that the people behind the scenes feel that it is going to be Mac Jones. I heard Peter King on Tony Kornheiser's podcast on Wednesday say that he thinks that it's going to be Mac Jones as well.
Okay. Do you have a Peter King impression?
It's kind of bad.
Yeah, it is kind of bad. I can only do Stroud doing Peter King. That's all I can do, and I'm not even good at that.
Is Stroud and President and everything. Oh.
I didn't fill it out.
We didn't fill it out. Okay. Wow.
I got to update the ticker. Right, and you were wrong.
I think we were both wrong now.
I don't know. The ticker says Trey Lance.
The ticker was wrong, which means you were wrong. I thought Mac Jones, so I was wrong. It is Trey Lance from North Dakota State that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan take with the number 3 overall pick. Now,
how far does Mac Jones fall now? What did you just say?
I think he could go 4
to Atlanta.
Or
Atlanta trades out, someone comes and gets it.
And someone could trade out. But I think this puts the Falcons in the catbird seat.
Yeah.
Because if the Falcons want Jones, they can take Jones.
Yep.
If they want someone else and
Pitts.
they can move down and kind of let the chip, and especially if they've got like 2 or 3 people that they really like and they feel are in that same level at 5.
Yeah, because look, Kyle Pitts is going to be really hard to pass up. Okay.
Yeah. But
if you can move down and collect a bunch of picks, like Atlanta doesn't have problems scoring. You know what I mean? Like you don't. It's like the Antonio Brown argument for the Bucs. Like you don't need Kyle Pitts, but God, he's going to be hard to pass up. I don't think Atlanta takes a quarterback here. I mean, but again, Matt Ryan's contract, they've fixed it a little bit. He's almost unmovable at this point, so you're probably going to have him for 2 years before some of the guaranteed money starts to fall off. So do you have a guy like Justin Fields or Mac Jones, not play for 2 years unless Matt Ryan gets hurt?
Well, the only problem is that
you're not going to pay Matt Ryan to sit the bench.
Yeah. Well, the problem is you're looking at the people behind you. Cincinnati doesn't need a quarterback.
No.
Miami doesn't need a quarterback.
Maybe.
If you think that they're in on Tua.
Correct.
Like if you think Tua is going to be their guy.
Right.
Detroit.
Uh-huh.
They picked 7.
Yep.
They made the trade. They got rid of Matt Stafford. They brought in Jared Goff.
Yep.
If they don't think that Jared Goff is their quarterback of the future, could they move up and maybe take Mac Jones at that spot? Would Atlanta be willing to move down?
All they have to do is wait. Because chalk would be Atlanta taking Pitts and Cincinnati either taking Jamar Chase, wide receiver at LSU, or Penei Sewell, the tackle out of Oregon, who's only 19 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Who was it that that got drafted? God, now this was like 7 or 8 years ago. He was 19 or 20 years old. He had graduated early. He was a defensive player. I keep wanting to say Christian Okoye. It's not Christian Okoye. I know he's a running back. I know he's the Nigerian nightmare. But there was a like a linebacker that was 19 when he got drafted. Oh God, now someone is going to have this. So Trey Lance is right now talking to ESPN, looking very happy. He's got his San Francisco hat on. He's excited. Kyle Pitts should be very excited because he's going to go ahead of one of these quarterbacks. He's going to go ahead of 2 of these quarterbacks now.
I'm updating the scroller.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm giving the Falcons Kyle Pitts.
I think you're right.
I haven't missed one yet. Do not check the tape.
Oh, that's so good. So we're sitting here at Big Storm Brewing, which, by the way, we still have a raffle going on. We haven't even talked about that.
We have not, because no one listening is going to be in the raffle. But we can talk about it if you want to. I mean, we do have 8 hours to fill.
Yeah, we do have 8 hours to fill.
Oh wait, let me drop the old. Yeah, I forgot. People could come join us if you want, like we do in the post game show. I'm going to drop the link in our comment section. But go ahead. You were saying about our.
Yeah, but being here at Big Storm Brewing, we've got the raffle going on. If you are watching us on YouTube or on the pewtercast.com, pewtercast.live, you can come out to Big Storm Brewing here on 49th Street North in Clearwater. We've got a raffle going on. It's $10. We buy you a beer. You get entered for all bunch of prizes, including the grand prize of the poster of the second Tom Brady to Rob Gronkowski touchdown from Super Bowl 55, complete with the play drawn up and the play-by-play from Joe Buck and company on from the television broadcast.
Yeah.
So it's a nice prize.
It is. The pick is in for the Falcons.
Pick is in.
Can Ren go 4 for 4?
Let's find out. Because if he doesn't, we're in big trouble. Oh,
Rock!
It's Rock Riley. Love the Rock Riley.
How you doing? Good, man. Who, this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, everything's good. Yeah.
Seems to be working out. So yeah, I'm working my rear end off sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's good to see you, Rock. I had a Rock Riley impression.
Who doesn't have a Rock? Everyone's got a Rock Riley.
Everybody loves a Rock Riley.
Interesting.
Hanging out with Ira Kaufman.
Interesting. Yeah, you could definitely. I can see that. I can see you going there.
Here we go. Is Ren 4 for 4? There he is.
Boom. I am 5 for 4.
5 for 4.
5 for 4.
So Kyle Pitts from the University of Florida is the first non-quarterback taken here tonight.
Still
he
no
goes to the
defensive
Atlanta
player.
Falcons. And that means, unfortunately, the Bucs are going to have to see him twice a year.
I'm not really that worried. Well, no, I'm not that worried. I think if any team that's equipped to cover Kyle Pitts, the Bucs already are. I mean, look what Levante David did to Travis Kelce in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He did get a lot of receptions. He got some yards, but not a lot of them were for first downs. A lot of them were for like, okay, now it's 2nd and 3 because he only got 7 yards. He had a pass break, at least I know. I think he had like 3 pass breakups on him. And then after, Levante David goes, then you got Devin White, who's going to grow, the way that Devin White's pass coverage improved when he came back from COVID was, I can't believe someone improved that much in like that short of span. He went from like trying to get as deep as possible, as fast as possible to break out the window. It didn't matter if someone was crossing in his zone. I'm not going to cover that guy because I have to get back to where I was. To understanding that anybody that comes into your zone, you pick them up and you can still keep dropping back, but, move with that guy as you're dropping back. And what he did in zone coverage was like outstanding. I mean, outstanding. Devin White played Hall of Fame linebacker during the playoffs level.
Yeah.
He was amazing. So, yes, Kyle Pitts is a matchup nightmare. But really, I think, with the guys that the Bucs have in coverage, with the linebackers, some of the bigger safeties that they have, I think they're best, at least out of anybody else in the division, right? They're the best to be able to deal with someone like Kyle Pitts.
As much as I enjoy with seeing Rich McKay happy, because Rich McKay is just he's a really good dude. I just have a feeling that it's going to be a very difficult matchup here over the next 4 or 5 years. You're going to see him twice a year.
Sure.
And
if he makes the team.
Unbelievable. So, but I actually want to talk a little bit about if Pitts goes and is able to beat Levante or Devin White.
Right.
You got Antoine Winfield behind them.
Exactly.
So
yeah. He was the third guy I was talking about. I didn't want to really get into like the is he big enough? And because he might not be. But as far as coverage skills and be able to stay with somebody with his speed, I think Antoine Winfield can do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kyle Pitts is what's he like? Was he like 6'9"? No, I'm just kidding. He's like 6'6" or something.
Yeah,
stupid.
he's a big boy.
Yeah, and he runs like a 4.4. It's ridiculous.
It's not fair. Like, he got his speed, your speed, and my speed combined. Like, that's why I have no speed, because Kyle Pitts has all my speed.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. If anybody takes my speed and combines it with their speed, that's gold medal.
Yeah.
I am very fast for someone who smokes in his 50. No, I don't have any speed anymore. I used to be fast. I was always like the fastest one in my class. Okay.
Now they're giving the recap of everything.
Bengals are up. Who you got?
Well, you took your franchise quarterback last year.
Uh-huh.
I think this is where you see Sewell go off the board.
Do you?
You get the So you get the gold quarterback.
Of them, like Chase hasn't played football since Joe Burrow was throwing it to him.
Mm.
Considered the best wide receiver in the draft, one of these, wide receiver freaks. Hello. Is that a food menu? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Give me
Thanks, sir.
Hello. Okay, you unmuted me. Yeah.
I didn't mute you at all.
Okay.
So everybody's hearing our conversation.
Sure.
With Tara.
Yeah. 8 hours. Here we go. What was I talking about?
We were talking about Chase.
See the guy walking out the door, the glasses.
So we've got a difference of opinions. Let's just put it that way. Because it sounds like Ren wants Jamar Chase. You want Chase?
Well, I don't want Chase.
Well, you think they're going to take Chase?
I think, yeah, the connection to it's just too great for them, I think. But I think Sewell's the smarter pick. I think Penny Sewell would be the smarter pick. I think Cincinnati takes Chase though because he's just too good of a player to pass up with somebody who already has a huge connection with their big quarterback. And it's a deep drafted tackle, but it's also a deep drafted wide receiver. It's a deep drafted wide receiver. It'll be a deep drafted wide receiver till the day we die.
Yeah.
It just will be because the way college ball is played now. So I say Chase. It's up on the ticker. What am I? I'm 7 for 5. No.
You would be 7 for 5.
It would be 7 for 5.
I think it's Sewell. It wouldn't surprise me if it's Chase because this is Mike Brown. The Brown family is known for doing crazy stuff like this.
Yes. Not changing the uniforms and not getting the tiger stripes off their helmet. Those are the worst helmets of all time. Cincinnati Bengals helmets since I didn't like it when it was just Bengals. Now, that was a little, but at least you had retro classic, sort of like history. When they changed those tiger stripes, man. I know they sort of changed the pattern with the uniforms this year, but I can't. I don't like those tiger stripe helmets. They're just terrible. They remind me of clip art. If you I
get you. But for me, the problem is that they have the same color scheme as the Cleveland Browns. Why? Because the Brown family.
Well, very close.
No, it's not very close. It's the exact same.
No, it's not. Cincinnati's black and orange. Cleveland's brown and orange.
It's the same orange.
It is.
And it was brown and orange when it started. They've gone to black and orange.
When they were the Bengals with the Bengals on the helmet.
Yeah.
They were brown and orange.
They were brown and orange.
Okay.
And those stripes that they just showed on the clip art logo, those look brown to me.
Okay, well, they're not.
So.
But anyway, why can't they just do the B with the tiger stripes in it? Why can't they put that on the helmet? I don't know.
I say that a lot, don't I?
Another. That's your. I don't want to talk about that, Ren. I don't know, Ren. Why asking me, man?
Well, because I'm just gonna say something stupid.
Guess how much I don't care about this conversation, Ren.
As he throws his microphone.
Oh!
And now he's throwing his camera.
Sorry,
he's
everybody.
Lost. We've lost Ren. And now it's all over the place. There he is.
Fear not, everyone. I'm okay.
All right, here we go. Store.
Who's the smartest person that's sitting at this table? You are.
You're the smartest.
Smart. What's that Happy Gilmore?
It's
that Happy Gilmore scene?
You're handsome.
All right, as long as you got.
Look at Jamar Chase. Ridiculous.
Yeah, if you're not a rock star, don't wear sunglasses inside. That's it. Period. Period. End of story.
Which is why we're wearing sunglasses.
No, like, do not wear sunglasses inside unless you're, a rock star, and that's it. And you got to be a rock star. No,
Again,
you don't have to be. That's not true.
All this is going to do is ensure that Joe Burrow is going to get killed for another year.
No, they'll get a tackle. I think they bolstered, and don't quote me. I'm sorry, I shouldn't even say it, but I feel like they've done something with the offensive line already.
There is a lot of booing going on.
Joe Buck's are doing some giveaways, and a guy in a Jets Tebow shirt has won the prize, so he's getting booed.
He should.
He should getting booed.
Awful. What are you going to Quan Alexander jersey?
85.
I thought it was 58.
Is it 58? It is 50.
Yeah,
it's a Quan Alexander jersey. No, it's a Shaq Barrett jersey. It's a Shaq Barrett. Yeah.
It would be much funnier if it was a Quan Alexander jersey.
Yeah. All right, we're giving away a Sammy Piscatelli jersey. Really? It's like I have a signed 8x10 of DeMar Dotson, and I don't even know what to do with it anymore.
What's fun? I think I'm breaking up here. Oh, now I'm back.
The Dolphins pick is in. Who do you got, Carney? Pull yourself away from the raffle.
Now we go Sewell.
You think so? You can think so. Don't let me change your mind because of my.
Well, let me see here. We got Edge. Going after, like the guys that I could see them going after edge-wise are the two Miami guys, but not at 6. I see those guys being, mid-teens at the earliest.
I'm putting up my pick right now.
Maybe this is where Smith, could Devontae Smith go at this point?
Ooh, very, very close. I have this running mate, Waddle.
Ah, there you go.
I got Dolphins taking Waddle.
We'll see what happens there. Smith, of course, is the Heisman Trophy winner.
And the third best player on his team.
Yeah.
Behind Waddle and Mac Jones.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's no fair. They're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So Surtain, both receivers, Mac Jones, and possibly Bardmore. They're going to have 4 first rounders for sure. They're going to have 4 first rounders probably in the top 20. So I don't think Mac Jones may stay, even if they might even trade up to get him. I don't think Jones goes past 16, and Patrick Surtain's probably going to be the first defensive player off the board.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think we saw Surtain between 23-ish.
No, he'll go right outside the top 10, if not in the top 10. I just don't really have the draft.
Who was it that I saw?
Go ahead.
Was it Surtain, or was it who was it that I saw that was going around 23?
It could have been Surtain, but that would have been somebody like Horn went first.
It was somebody that was a second or a junior. It was a second generation guy. So
you can come up and interrupt us anytime.
We don't care.
Yeah, like no one's watching. I haven't even looked at it yet. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, like seriously.
I will have another beer.
We're here. What time's the kitchen close?
I think they're staying till 11 tonight.
Okay.
We're staying open a little later, so I think it's 11 tonight.
Yeah, like I don't think the Bucks are gonna pick till about midnight. Yeah. So.
I think 11.
Okay. Sure.
So I'm gonna have another beer.
Do it, man. I dare you. The Dolphins pick is in.
Again, as Gene would say, the pick is in.
He would say that if he ever said that.
Well,
He never has.
I mean, I used to have to do 5, 6, 7 hours of coverage on WDA, and I'm not the one on the air. So I have to amuse myself somehow.
Sure.
So, other than playing the vignettes that I always produced with all the highlights and stuff like that,
Right.
I would do Gene Degeroff impressions
Yeah.
because I'd be bored off my skull.
Can I have some milk and cookies?
Milk and cookies.
Cookies going for a touchdown.
Chocolate chip.
Here we go. Miami Dolphins.
Is it Waddle? Is it Smith?
Boom!
I swear to God.
What?
You're ridiculous.
I'm sorry. This is something Brent had to learn too. Hey, I know what the fuck I'm talking. Sorry.
No, I know you know what
Look,
you're talking about.
Look, if you want to fix your air conditioning, don't come to me. There's three things I can talk about: food, restaurants, how they're run, how to run them, and the Buccaneers, and that's it. And I'll be right 99.9% of the time. Anything else, I have no idea. YouTube it. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Google it. I don't know. You know why I don't talk about those things on an expert? And I will tell you, I don't know.
Oh, so good.
Hey,
Yeah,
Ren, how do you change a tire? Actually, I can change
call
a tire.
somebody.
Call somebody. Triple A, stupid.
That's right. Duh.
No, I can change a tire, but that's about as far as my automotive knowledge goes. And I can find the gas tank thanks to the little diagram on the dashboard. Waddle. Okay.
So now they're showing Waddle's comparisons.
Yeah, well,
now.
Waddle was a guy who, like I said, is he might be the best player in Alabama. The reason no one really heard of him, well, I shouldn't say heard of him, but he didn't have a lot of hype during the season because he broke his foot or his ACL or something, and then worked all year and got back and just came back for the championship game. So with him out, that's huge. And of course, they're both like lightning. For DeMonta Smith, opened him to win the Heisman, giving like sort of like mediocre athletic quarterbacks. Like okay, we gave it to Gino Torretta, but like we knew he wasn't going to be any good in the pros. So I think it's sort of like it was like we don't want to do it. Give another not a can't miss prospect, so we're going to give it to the most explosive guy that he throws to, and that's how Smith got it.
Lions wasting no time.
Yes.
Their pick is already in.
I am now a Lions fan.
So we'll see here. Now, do they take Smith to try and give Jared Goff someone to throw to if they feel like Jared Goff needs?
Who do the Lions pick? They need a corner.
Okay.
I'm going Surtain.
So you think this is where Surtain goes?
It's either now, yeah, I think so. They need a corner bad.
Okay. Oh, I know who I was thinking of at 23. Asante Samuel Jr.
Who the hell? Okay. Thank you. No, it's all right.
Thank you, Tara.
Who did I say the Lions are taking?
You thought the Surtain.
Surtain. How do you spell it? S-U-R-T-A-I-N?
T-A-I-N.
Eustace Surtain. Double I.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Or like.
Ren seems to know about these.
And just like Brett, you get very upset about it
10
too.
for 7.
10 for 7. I am 10 for 7.
Unreal.
Why is this not working?
It's being a pain in the rear.
There we go. There goes Bob. All right. Lions have taken Surtain.
We'll see what happens here. Maybe Ren has ESP. Maybe he's got a a connection into the back room where the picks are coming in.
It's true. Yes. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. Where the picks are hermetically sealed.
Yeah.
Before the program.
That's right.
It's my cousin.
He's got Google Glass in his glasses.
That's right.
So we'll see what happens.
The person who types the card up and hands it to Roger Goodell, that's my cousin.
There you go. So we're about to see Roger Goodell come back out on the stage. There's a Lions guy already in his chair. By the way, if you're someone that is sitting in that chair at like 20 or 25, or God forbid the Bucs are picking at 32, imagine how many people have farted in that chair.
I know, it's kind of like sitting on the upholstered couch in a nightclub, like like a dark nightclub, and there's always there's like one of those upholstered couches like in the corner or something, and no one ever.
We had one of those couches at DAE in our office.
Yeah.
There's a couch in there. Nobody ever sat on it. 15 years. Nobody sat in it. Because we didn't know
where it came
what
from.
was on that couch.
I don't know where it came from.
Nasty. Nasty, nasty people.
This could be horn. This could be horn too. I think the Lions play it safe though. Go with again, sort of like we talk about all Alabama prospects, at least most of them. It's like it's not going to bust.
Mm-hmm. What's funny is we saw the story that Caleb Farley can't watch the draft with his family and his friends because he contracted COVID.
Yeah.
So he's having to watch the draft by himself, like in his room with nobody else around him. Yeah. He's going to be dancing around by himself. There's not even going to be a camera in there. So they're going to just have to get his phone out here. Like, that guy is definitely farted in the chair. Uh-oh, he's lost an ear. Oh.
I lost one of my ears is gone. One of my Okay, yeah.
Oh, Sewell.
Right? Nope, that's gone. Did they take Sewell? Okay, yeah, it's
they
back.
Took Sewell.
It's back. All right, so Carney gets one right. Mark this down.
That's right.
National holiday.
Sun shines on a dog's ass every one of you else. So wow.
How do you spell Sewell? Okay.
So they do take the big offensive tackle to try and save Jared Goff's rear end.
Yeah, again, all these are good. All these are good picks, and it makes sense. This was a guy who was being mocked at one point at what was it, 5? Wasn't and Cincinnati was higher at one point. Weren't they at 3? Is that who San Francisco went up and moved? I don't remember. Anyway, Penei Sewell has been talked about as the best tackle since the season started. Some people like Slater. Some people like the kid out of Northwestern. But Penei Sewell has been most of these draft pundits' number one guy. And Jared Goff gets a protector for his blind side.
Help they can get to try and keep Jared Goff upright in Detroit. Yeah. So we'll see.
Who the hell Jared Goff going to throw it to? We'll see.
Maybe he can be tackle eligible.
There you go.
Hey, I have to bring the funny somehow.
It's Joe Haig.
I'm not Brent funny. But I can be.
Neither Brent. Brent's not Brent funny.
Neither Brent's not funny either.
Brent's not Brent funny.
So here we are. We're now coming up on pick number 8.
Is that it?
Carolina Panthers. They went and got Sam Darnold.
Yep.
From the Jets.
Yep.
So you have a feeling that Mac Jones is not going to go here.
Yeah.
I just don't see them going Jones here. They might.
Sure.
And they certainly, you obviously could go Mac Jones here, but I don't see it being Jones. maybe this is where pay from Michigan goes. I mean, do they go edge here?
I don't know. I just have a sneaky feeling that I think they go Justin Fields. I do. He fell to him. He fell in their lap. Darnold, you can't count on him being the answer. It doesn't cost you anything. Sit there at 8 and take Justin Fields. I mean, you got rid of Teddy. Darnold can start a year, 8 games, 6 games, whatever it takes to wait for Fields.
It may not even be that. I mean, remember when Eli Manning was drafted by the when he's drafted by the Chargers and got traded to the Giants? The Giants had Kurt Warner. They went and got Kurt Warner to just kind of pave the way. I mean, who's to say that Darnold starts the first game or 2 and all of a sudden here comes Fields. So or here comes Jones.
I don't know.
So
who are you taking? I'm trying to update the board real quick here.
there you go.
I forgot I quit doing first names for some reason. All right.
Oh my goodness. So Carolina has made their pick. And now we wait. Hello, Lee DeKemper.
Hey, Lee. Good to see you, man. How are you, buddy? What?
We're just having some fun. So everybody has come over now.
Yeah.
Steve has come over. Yeah. Lee has come over.
Yep.
Ira has come over.
Yep.
Rock Riley has come over.
Yes. Mike Allstott did not come over.
That's not a surprise.
Do you have a Mike Allstott is a jerk story?
No.
That's too bad.
I do remember, though, when Mike used to do his show on DAE with the big dog.
That was like out at a restaurant and stuff.
That was forever long ago.
Yeah.
But that was it was I remember it was always on Mondays. It was like the second Monday show. They always had a Monday at 5:00 show and a Monday at 6:00 show.
Right.
And it seemed like Mike always said the Monday at 6:00 show. And I remember that every time Mike would come in to do the show, he would do the show and then have to run the gauntlet because every single salesperson, every single sales weasel would be standing outside trying to shake his hand. Hey, Mike, I got this great idea. Maybe you could. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And you're like, so he would have to make the run from the studio to his car.
Because why? What were the sales department trying to pitch him?
Oh, everything. Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this car thing? Can you do this? It seemed like everything.
So they were trying to give him endorsements, and he was just blowing them off?
No, they were trying to get him to help them close deals on and it would have nothing to do with him.
Okay.
And he's like, no. The only time that I remember it being worse than when Mike Allstott came in was there was one time that we did Buccaneers Total Access with Leroy Selman. And all the sales weasels lined up, but they all lined up with their kids.
Oh, nice.
They're like, I want my child to meet Leroy Selman, which I thought was cool. And Leroy took pictures with everybody. He listened to everybody. Now, and to the sales weasel's credit, they did not pitch ideas to try and help him close their deals. Here we go.
Cornerback. They didn't need cornerback help. That's true. So he goes.
But they don't take Farley. They don't take Surtain. They take J.C. Horn out of South Carolina.
He's highly ranked, man.
Interesting.
He's highly ranked. He's the other guy. If it wasn't Surtain, it was going to be Horn.
Horn's the big one, right? He's the taller of them.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, 6'1", 205. I think Surtain's like 5'10" or 5'11". Here we go. Now Denver's on the to adjust.
This is it? I think so.
John Elway trying to get another quarterback. Has never drafted a good quarterback in his life.
It's true. But he drafted quarterbacks that beat the Bucks.
You really had to go there.
Dude, who's the guy that they were protecting, and then we injured their quarterback, and then he came in and threw like 3 touchdowns on like slants and went for 80 yards. Who the hell was that guy? Simeon.
Oh yeah, Trevor Simeon.
Yeah. We made Trevor Simeon look like a Pro Bowler in his first NFL. Not even start. He came in like because the guy got hurt. And everyone's like, oh, Trevor Simeon. Like when Danny Dimes came to Tampa, threw like 4 touchdowns to the Giants. Danny Dimes. Here we are 2 years later. The guy can't complete a pass.
I don't know what it is about the Bucs and quarterbacks that are no good. Because remember, Derek Anderson always had good games against the Bucs. And then you talk about Simeon. And then you had Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes.
What about the guy who, like, we lose to when he played for the Rams and he went to the Vikings?
Oh, God. He had the Minneapolis Miracle.
Who was that? That was a pretty good Vikings team, actually.
He did.
But anyway, he was just like, a quarterback that could get you to the playoffs if you had a good defense and,
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. We couldn't beat Case Keenum to save our freaking lives, man.
That's who it was. I'm trying to look it up. I'm like, Minneapolis Miracle. I know he played in the Minneapolis Miracle. And it was Case Keenum.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and update the ticker here.
Broncos. John Elway takes Fields.
I think so. I think that'd be the best. I mean, they just traded for Teddy Bridgewater.
It's Teddy.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Teddy that he was able to come back and make something of, what was just a horrific injury that cost him so much time of his professional career. But Teddy Bridgewater is not going to be your franchise quarterback moving forward. He is your stopgap, just like he was in Carolina, just like he would have been in New Orleans had he stayed. He was your stopgap until you found your next franchise signal caller.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll see.
He's a Case Keenum type.
Yeah. He's Brock Osweiler. There's a name out of the past. That's a guy that made a boatload of money on one game.
Oh my God. He was the second coming of God. Who was that guy that got him for a few games behind Marino, and then
Scott Mitchell.
Yes, and then the Lions paid him
Matt Flynn.
Or Matt Flynn. Yeah, Matt Flynn came after Mitchell. Mitchell was the first one I remember of just like.
Yeah, he had 3 games back. Marino got hurt. He played like 3 games, and the Lions gave him like this ridiculous contract. And I was going,
and I don't think
it must be good to be Scott Mitchell.
Yeah, I don't think he ever won another game. Yeah. They gave him like $50 million. Oh, well.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Now we're watching commercials.
Commercials.
We've been going like an hour and a half.
Yeah. I'm going to take a break at after the 10th pick.
Okay.
So, if you want to, too, I can just turn the camera around.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And just type in, we'll be right back.
Take a nap.
Leave.
I'm done.
I'm done. That's it. If I haven't fallen...
No, I've ordered another beer, so we'll see.
If I haven't fallen asleep by the Bucks pick, I'll be back on the air then.
I will be asleep.
You will be asleep?
7:30 a.m. hit with Ronnie and T-Cross. Yep, you bet your ass I will. I'm gonna be like,
So awful.
showing Justin Fields at home. They're showing Mac Jones at the draft in Cleveland.
So they agree.
Obviously,
that,
they feel that the Broncos are taking a quarterback.
right. So obviously, the Broncos are going.
They're going to take like an edge.
Yeah.
They're going to take Freiermuth from Penn State.
Here's where Barmore goes off the board.
This is where he takes a kicker. When he goes all Jason Light from back in the day. Is there an Aguayo available?
Any Aguayo. Doesn't have to be Roberto.
Just take an Aguayo.
Just need an Aguayo. No? Is there any kickers that are Latin? No?
Latin kickers.
Any short kickers? Any kickers that's
Are there
never...
any soccer players? I will take a soccer player. I will take the girl that kicked for Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
We will take her.
You think Kathy Ireland kicked her own kicks in Necessary Roughness?
That's a great movie. Manu Mata the Slender. I love that. I love that movie. Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
Would be awesome if she did, though. Welcome to football.
Lightning won 3-0. They should rattle off like 5 or 6 in a row here. Or I didn't say should, but they're going to be favored in this coming up week. But it is something like 6 games in 8 days, something crazy. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, here we go.
The Broncos pick is in. I've already
That
had.
dude stood up for Roger.
Oh,
That guy definitely farted in the chair.
stop! I don't want any more farts. That would have been that was my guess. Like that was my other guess. Like it wasn't gonna. I'm ready to eat. I would like the Big Storm barbecue sampler, please.
I forgot you're here. I'm sorry. I'll get it.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I would like. The
I don't know
big,
why she's apologizing.
I would
It's
like
okay.
the Big Storm barbecue sampler, please.
I only have the pulled pork right now.
You're the worst of the pulled pork sandwich. What's that come with?
Your choice of sides.
Okay. Hand cut fries, tortilla chips, sides. I'm reading them. I'm just reading them. Coleslaw.
This is what Ren's eating.
I'll have the fries.
Any food for you?
Yeah. Talk for a minute.
Blah 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 blah. So Denver apparently are happy with Drew Lock and/or Teddy Bridgewater, and they go defense and take the best widely regarded the best corner in the biz. Some people had J.C. Horn number 1. Most people had this kid, Patrick Surtain Jr. out of Alabama. Could play all over the field, but it's best outside, come up and stop the run and all that stuff. So I don't know what to tell you, Denver fans.
See, that's a lot harder than you think.
What is?
Talk about yourself.
No, it's not. It's like it's not hard to lay down a bunt.
Are we really going to do this on the stream?
No, we're not. We'll save it
Thank
for
you.
later.
Yeah, if you think laying down a bunt is easy, put in the comments.
Both of you.
Or put it in a rating and a review.
There you go.
certainly beat some of the things that I've seen. So here we go. This is the Cowboys. So this is the 10th pick. We can eat after this. I get my beer. You would think that Dallas needs. Obviously, they don't need a quarterback.
They need defense.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
They need a corner. And now 2 are off the board. So, do you take the third best corner?
Which is Farley.
Does Edge come off? Is this Parsons out of Penn State?
I like the idea of maybe going Farley here.
I like Farley.
So
they got safeties. Off ball, Devin White. You could find serviceable NFL starting NFL off ball linebackers in day 3. You're not going to find Devin White or Levante David, but you can find guys that can play. So it may be too high for, a player like Barmore or even an Edge, Jalen Phillips. I don't really think they need Edge too bad. They need corners. What they need is they need corners.
Look at Patrick Surtain's outfit there.
Yeah.
The salmon. That's a salmon jacket.
It is.
I think it's ugly. But
thank you. Patrick Surtain has stolen my dad's bow tie from his wedding picture. That was taken in 1968.
Oh, so good.
The Eagles were on the clock. Has there been a trade?
There's been a trade, it looks like. Terry's coming with my beer. So there's been a trade, and the Philadelphia Eagles have moved up.
The Eagles are coming from a quarterback. This is where Justin Fields comes off the board.
Maybe.
I mean,
I think you're right.
They just got rid of Wentz.
You're thinking Fields or Jones.
It's got to be, isn't it?
I mean, why else would you move up?
Right, yeah. I mean, the Eagles need receivers, but there's plenty of depth in this class to be able to sit where you were and get somebody that's, going to be good. Of course, defense is always a good place to move up, but against, these defenses.
And you're moving up in front of the Giants.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, moving up in front of your division rival here. But the Giants...
You're trading with one division rival to get in front of the other.
Wow.
So I wonder how much Howie Roseman had to pay, as I like to call it, the asshole tax, trading within your division. Because now Dallas is moving back behind the Giants.
It's true.
I mean, that's like double asshole tax.
Eagles do need receiver, though. They keep trying.
Yeah, they've tried everything. I don't see them going Smith, though. Chase is gone. Waddle is gone. Smith is obviously going to be the next wide receiver off the board.
Probably.
This has to be quarterback.
Or Smith. Because Giants need receiver help, too.
They do.
God, do you
They
think,
also...
you think Smith would work it?
But I also think they feel that their quarterback situation is totally untenable right now. You go and get... Daniel Jones is not good.
No.
And so now you're thinking maybe they wanted Fields. And so if you go up and get Fields and now they're stuck with Mac Jones.
It's true.
So Now, ESPN is showing Michael Parsons, the linebacker from Penn State right now, but he does not have phone to his ear.
Yeah.
And he does not have a woman trying to pull the phone and trying to see what he's texted, which I thought was hilarious last year.
And he's also not
CeeDee
smiling.
Lamb.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb was a pimp last year. That was funny. So we'll see here. So less than 30 seconds before the pick has to be in. Cowboys pick up a third-round pick this year to move down 3 spots. What do you think of that?
I'm always surprised, sort of like only a third-round pick would take it, you know. What that tells me is that Dallas doesn't think it's a quarterback. Because if Dallas thought it was a quarterback, you can ask for more. So
they went from 6.
I like
so
it
they
for
were at 6.
I like it for
they
Dallas.
moved down to 12, back up to 10.
I like it for Dallas, but you know, a third round. But they got somebody in mind there in the third round pick. I would have liked it more if it was a third rounder next year. You know, because that's just the way I'm kind of viewing the draft this year. But
they get a extra pick for day 2. They move down 2 spots.
The pick is in.
Pick is in. Pick is in. I'm telling you, that never gets old.
Yeah, I'm here to tell you different.
Eagles are excited. Here comes the commissioner. Does the guy in the couch have a cheesesteak? It's a woman. She does not. She's wearing, I believe, a Jalen Reagor jersey. Or is that Deshaun? No, Deshaun Jackson's 10. I think that's Jalen Reagor.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Eagles take Devontae Smith.
There's a receiver. All right, with 10 picks in, we're going to take a break. We're going to stretch our legs, maybe use the restroom, get something to eat.
Drink my beer.
And we'll be back in 2 or 3 picks.
Turn the camera around. Again, the PeterCast is live from Big Storm Brewing in Clearwater. The 10th pick of the draft has just been taken. It is Devontae Smith, wide receiver from Alabama. The Philadelphia Eagles moving up 2 spots to take the 10th pick, and now the Giants have traded down for to the Chicago Bears. So the Chicago Bears have moved up from 20 to 11. So this should be an interesting setup here. Ren and I will discuss this when we come back here on the PeterCast. Ren is turning around the camera.
It's getting serious.
That must means we are back. Now he puts the overlay in. And there we are. Although, you can see my shoulder. So welcome back to the Pewter Cast. I'm going to turn my light back on. Here I am.
Okay.
As the Jets are picking again. I believe this is 15.
14.
Sounds right.
14.
This is the 14th pick the Jets have acquired. And they take Elijah Vera Tucker out of the University of Southern California. So since we've been gone, Ren,
Mac Jones is
we saw
Mac Jones is on the phone. Who picks after the Jets? He looked very happy.
Mac Jones is talking to his agent. The hell am I doing here?
Why did you make me come here? All right, while we were gone, you were saying, I'm sorry.
What's that?
I said while we were gone, you were saying
There have been a number of moves.
there has been. Shall we recap them?
Well, I think we can talk about how the Philadelphia Eagles moved up from 12 to 10.
Right.
And then the Bears moved up from 20 to 11
Yes, that's a huge move.
to take Justin Fields.
Right. Right. What do you think about Philadelphia moving up to grab Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner?
I mean, if you're going to make the move, obviously you probably didn't think that. Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Sure.
You cannot predict what would happen with the Giants at 11.
Right.
Because that probably did not come, or that conversation probably didn't start until the Giants found out that the Eagles were moving up
Right.
to 10.
Once the Eagles took Smith, that's when the Giants probably decided to drop back.
Yeah. So, it's not like you can say
That's a big vote of confidence for Danny Dimes.
a lot more than I would have. That's the truth.
Yeah, Justin Fields and Mac Jones were there.
So the Patriots are on the clock.
Patriot on the clock. Mac Jones
Is available.
is available.
Does Bill Belichick?
The smart, not highly athletic white guy.
That sounds familiar to Bill Belichick.
It does sound
That's what he likes.
well, I mean, we don't know what he likes, to be honest. I mean,
And now they're saying the pick is in.
so what do you think? This is Mac Jones?
Yeah, this has to be Jones.
I don't know. They need
If
some.
it's not Jones, I mean, how far could he fall?
Well, Jacksonville has another pick. We have some more PSAs coming from the commissioner. Always my favorite part of draft night.
The lady that announced the Cowboys pick,
Yes.
way too excited.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Like, I didn't think she was going to get the pick out.
Yeah. As soon as she started, started talking about how she felt and what a great time it is to be up there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Like,
Cowboy Nation #1.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
stop. May need another 3 just to make sure. Oh, stop. The 6-time world champions. And there it is.
Bill Belichick
It's a celebration.
got his QB. And all I had to do is sit there and wait. Nice job.
Enjoy yourself.
Nice job by the old Patriots there.
I'd like to see Mac Jones come out with a ring that says Unity and punch Roger Goodell in the face like he's Rick James.
Okay.
Unity.
Don't get your reference again.
Chappelle Show.
Yeah, well, yeah, I figured that, but I don't know. I don't remember the skit. But that's fine.
Rick James skits? It's a brilliant.
I know the Rick James skits. I just don't know the one you're talking about.
When Rick James punches Charlie Murphy in the face with a ring that says Unity,
No,
and he put it on his forehead backwards, and he goes, Unity.
no, I remember that one.
It's a good one.
It's good. All Chappelle stuff is good.
So there we go. The unathletic white quarterback goes to New England.
Goes to New England.
And Cam Newton
Peanut
has
butter and jelly.
officially seen his time end.
You think so?
Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, the clock's run on Cam Newton's career, that's for sure. Do you think
Mac Jones.
Does Mac Jones start week 1?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I think that some linebacker takes a hit on Cam Newton week 1, and then you see Mac Jones start, and then it's just like Tom Brady.
Yeah, exactly.
Mo Lewis and Drew Bledsoe.
We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what. New England spent a ton of money uncharacteristically in the offseason, bringing in all kinds of free agents. Belichick's trying to flip this quick, so it's going to be interesting to see how fast Mac Jones can pick up on this offense and get in there and sort of elbow Cam Newton off into retirement. You think Cam Newton plays next year?
I think he does.
You do?
Yeah. Up through the first game when a linebacker takes him out. I'm such a jerk.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not. You know, I don't think you beat. You don't. Not a big Cam Newton fan. I hear.
I am certainly not. All right, so to recap, as we are 15 picks.
Here we go. Pick number 1, Joey Lawrence.
Joey Lawrence. Whoa.
Wearing number 6.
Wearing number 6. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then the New York Jets go out and they get Zach Wilson from BYU. My friend Katie Hatch on Instagram was like, is he old enough to play in the NFL? Because he looks like he's about 12. And he does.
He does.
And then the San Francisco 49ers wow all of us by taking Trey Lance and his 2 games at North Dakota State.
He played more than 2, but only 2 this year, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, we'll see. I mean, if Mike Shanahan can put, Mike Shanahan can do everything he can to protect him and make him look good early until, he can put more and more on his plate. So, I mean, any quarterback, especially a high-drafted quarterback and a talented quarterback and even a dual-threat quarterback, like landing with an offensive coordinator coach like Mike Shanahan,
Yeah, so quarterbacks.
you don't make it with that guy.
Quarterbacks 1 through 3 there. The first non-quarterback is tight end Kyle Pitts from Florida. That was expected.
Bust.
Ren had that one.
Yeah.
And then Jamar Chase. Ren had that one.
Yeah, I did.
And then Jalen Waddle was taken 6th by Miami. Ren had that one.
Yeah, I did.
And then Sewell goes to Detroit. It's 7.
Yep.
I had that one.
That's correct.
It's the only one that I've gotten so far.
I think so.
And then Carolina gets horny. They take J.C. Horn.
Yep. Cornerback South Carolina.
Surtain from Alabama goes 9 to Denver.
Back-to-back cornerbacks.
And then the trades happen at 10. Philadelphia moves up 2 spots. They take Devontae Smith from Alabama, Heisman Trophy winner.
Mm-hmm.
The Chicago Bears jump up 9 spots. They take Justin Fields.
Best pick of the draft so far, I might think.
Yep. And here comes number 60 from the Arizona Cardinals.
They took an off-ball linebacker.
And they take Xavier Collins from Tulsa.
Didn't they take Simmons from Clemson last year and don't know what to do with him?
Yes.
So now they took another guy that can play edge or off-ball linebacker.
And they won't know what to do with him either.
Wow.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Just trade for Trey Edmonds and have 3 guys you don't know what to do with. That's interesting. That puts the Raiders on the clock. Let's finish our recap. So Chicago moved up, took Justin Fields.
That's right. That came at 11. And then the Cowboys took Michael Parsons from Penn State at 12.
Right. Could be
And then we got
dangerous.
a couple of offensive linemen going there as Rashawn Slater goes 13 to the Chargers.
Very good pick.
Elijah Vera Tucker, the guard, goes to USC.
He goes to USC.
Goes from USC to the Jets at 14.
There we go.
They move up into Minnesota's spot. The Patriots take Mac Jones at 15. And now Xavier Collins, an American Conference off-ball linebacker. Not even a Power 5 conference. They took a guy from the same conference as USF.
They did.
How many USF guys are going to in this draft? The answer is none.
It's not Xavier Collins' fault.
None. 0 USF balls.
So here's where your draft crush, Christian Barmore, might come off the board.
Okay.
The Raiders are stupid enough to do this.
They are. But
The way
this is
they're-
also John Gruden.
The way the Raiders value
And he's going to take
players-
offense.
You think so?
This is John Gruden.
They took what's his face from Clemson
Ruggs.
2 years ago. No, 2 years ago they took the big surprise pick. What the hell was his name? The DT from Clemson. They took in front of Devin White.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's still John
Sealan
Gruden.
Farrell. Selling Farrell. Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. That'd be interesting.
That would be.
I still think it's John Gruden. This might be where, I mean, how much more tread is on the tires of Josh Jacobs? Could they take? Really?
It's only his second year. Or first year. Wasn't he a rookie last year?
Josh Jacobs?
Yeah.
I thought he was like in his 3rd or 4th year.
No. This may be his 3rd year, but I think he was a rookie last year.
All right, so he's the 2nd year. So that takes Etienne off the table.
Probably. The Raiders need defensive back help. This could be where finally Caleb Fairley comes off the board. I'm still just hoping it's Christian Barmore because it's just so Raiders. It'll make me happy for a couple of reasons. One,
Well, it just means to trade down.
it'll mean
Fuck trade down. Just like Ira said, I think they're going to trade down.
they're going to trade down. They should trade down.
You're right.
You're right. You said it very emphatically.
I agree with you. Love Ira. I miss the days when Ira would come on from Radio Row on Wednesday or Thursday with Steve, and they would talk about the process of being in the room and all the things that go into trying to get these guys elected.
Yeah.
I stood up with Leroy Selman, and I said, presenting Leroy Selman.
He didn't present
And I sat
Leroy-
back down.
He did not present Leroy Selman. He got Brooks and Sappin, and now Lynch. He wasn't.
Got everybody in. Presenting Leroy Selman.
He didn't present Leroy Selman.
I know.
Okay, I'm not gonna tell you. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I've said that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to present Derek Brooks, and then sit back down. Like,
So good.
that's all you have to do. Ladies and
Ladies and
gentlemen,
presenting Warren Sapp.
yeah. Thank you for your time.
Any questions?
The Raiders.
Then he
pick is-
becomes Mr. Subliminal. Any questions? No questions?
The Raiders pick is in. This will be very interesting.
Do they take a kicker?
No. Here's a story where Gruden was going to cut Sebastian Janikowski, and he put him in a preseason game. Like, he'd miss all the kicks, so he put him in a preseason game like on a 60-yarder so he could miss, so he could cut him, and then he made it, and so he had to keep him. Around his, and then 20 years later, he's like the all-time leading scorer for the Raiders organization.
Shocking. Okay, so Mel Kiper has Elijah Moore as his best available with Jalen Phillips. There's Darisaw. The Raiders guy on the couch is not got face paint on. Come on.
Not a real fan.
Black hole.
Here comes the pick. Oh my God. How Raiders is that?
Leatherwood.
He took Alex Leatherwood, the tackle out of Alabama.
Alex Leatherwood. Not to be confused with Leatherface. That's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Thank you, Steve. Best color man in the business.
That's right.
Yeah, this was a guy who hasn't been mocked in the first round in like a month or so, and the Raiders take him at what, 17?
17. And they have him listed as an offensive tackle.
He is an offensive tackle.
I thought he was defensive tackle.
No, Leatherwood's an offensive tackle.
I thought it said DT.
Oh, no.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, they went offensive tackle, which is always a solid pick, but,
By the way, on Joe Buck's fans list, where is Leatherwood? NR. Not ranked.
Right.
Sewell, Slater, Vera Tucker, Darisaw, Jenkins, Cosme, Brown, Walker Little.
Huh.
I believe this is what they call a reach.
We'll see. I mean, I don't think he's going to bust. I don't know. I think it's a safe pick. I think he'll be fine. But, I'm sure most people think that he would be available for the Raiders at that spot in the second round, or have a really good chance to. So, yeah, in that sense, you could say it's a reach, and I tend to agree with you. But it's kind of like what I said about Vernon Hargreaves. Like, it's not his fault he was overdrafted. He's still playing in the league, and if Leatherwood signs a second contract with the Raiders, then
they've done their job.
it was a good pick. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's a reach now.
Right.
As we're talking tonight.
Yeah.
He could end up being just gangbusters.
Nah.
I'm not saying he will. I'm saying he could be. If he was
60% chance of being available at 46. The ESPN draft predictor. So they had better than a 50-50 chance, according to ESPN, to be available at their second round pick. But again, you got your guy. And like I said, if he signs a second contract with the Raiders, then no one's going to care.
And this is John Gruden.
Yeah, exactly. It's John Gruden, Mike Mayock, who have.
It's not even Mayock. It's Gruden. Gruden is making these picks. He's like, I tell you, man, need me an offensive lineman. Need someone that needs to know how to run spider 2 wide banana.
I'll tell you what, man, I need it. I can't do it with Gruden.
I can't either.
Well,
Just gotta give it a look.
And their pick is in.
All right, the Dolphins.
We gotta let Mel Kiper yell about Alex Leatherwood a little more before we move on. Appreciate that so much.
And they're going to take a break on ESPN because there's still 6.5 minutes left on the clock. Oh, no, they're not taking a break. I thought they were taking a break. Rogers up quick.
They probably got the live ratings. They're like, okay, let's just get this over with.
He wants to get back to the hotel.
Oh,
wow.
There he goes. Jalen Phillips, University of Miami. Everyone's number one edge is off the board, going to the Miami Dolphins, staying in town.
Doesn't need to leave town.
Doesn't
need to leave the stadium. They use the same locker room.
He's going to be pretty comfortable.
He's going to know everybody. And now Washington is on the clock.
This is an interesting pick for Washington.
Washington is wishing that they had moved up to 14.
So, does Washington bolster their defense? They're obviously much better side of the ball, or do they start finding weapons for Fitzpatrick? They got Gibson at running back.
They've got McLaurin.
Yep.
They've got Logan Thomas, the tight end.
Sure. Got Peyton Barber.
Yeah, Peyton Barber.
So, yeah.
I think you have to go offense.
You need to get a receiver. You think this is where more out of Ole
Yeah,
Miss?
this is where you go more. I mean, if you're going to go offense, you're going to go with. I would go more. Yeah. I don't see them going defense. They are wishing they had jumped up to 14 because you're going to go into this season with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Taylor Heineke as your quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That's gross.
It is gross. They're defending division champs. But Dak Prescott is back. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It'll be competitive. It'll be another competitive year in the NFC East.
Yeah, Dak is back with the Cowboys. Saquon Barkley will be back for the Giants.
Yep.
And Washington probably finishes 6-10.
No. They'll be better at 6-10.
With a healthy Dallas and a healthy New York, you don't think they're going to lose 10 games?
No, I don't.
Wow.
I don't think New York's that good. And I think Washington's defense is that good. And I think Dallas's defense is still that bad.
Chase Young's incredible. I really am amazed by what he can do.
Yeah, and they got Sweat in there. I know they let go of Kerrigan, but they got Payne from Alabama, who was a top 10 pick, maybe top 5 a couple years ago. So they got a stout defensive line. They get away with mediocre linebackers, and they've got some talent in the secondary. So
I still think you have to go offense here.
I do too. You got to start addressing the other side of the ball. You can't really wait. I like that formula better, where you sort of get your weapons before, if possible.
The question, you'll know who made this pick by who it is.
Explain.
Well, because if it's Dan Snyder, it's going to be someone splashy.
Does Dan Snyder still own the team?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, it's coming to the point he's looking to try and buy out all his majority or his minority owners,
Sure.
so that everybody will realize that when he screws up, it's his fault.
Brilliant plan. The opposite of the Bezos plan.
Yeah.
What? Everyone hates Amazon
Deal.
and they're coming after us?
And
yeah.
here's how stupid
I quit.
Dan Snyder is.
Okay.
Dan Snyder is so stupid. He is going to get rid of the best nickname in the NFL.
What's that?
The football team.
Oh, you like that?
Oh, I do.
All right.
Here's why.
I don't mind it. Go ahead.
The other 31 clubs in the NFL
Uh-huh.
are a football team.
They're the football
He
team.
is the football team.
All right.
Love it. It's clean. The logo is awesome. I like the numbers on the side of the helmet.
I do like the numbers on the side of the helmet. I don't know. I like the red tails.
Awful.
No, it's not. What's wrong with the red tails?
Don't like it.
Okay. Do you have a reason? I do not.
The Washington football team.
I do not.
So I would think that if this is Rousseau, Quiddy Pay,
Could be Quiddy Pay. I think it's more.
Kyle Trask.
No.
This is Trask. Dan Snyder made the pick.
Yeah, I think it's going to end up being a receiver.
Then this is Moore.
Which one?
Rondell.
Oh,
Purdue.
okay. I think you're going to be half right, half wrong on this. I think it's going to be Moore, but I think it's going to be Elijah Moore.
Oh, Elijah Moore.
Yeah. Here we go. Red tails.
Wow.
Okay. They went an off-ball linebacker, Jamin Davis, out of Kentucky. Speed guy. Pretty good in coverage.
Yep.
He can even rush off the edge a little bit. Okay.
As they're showing him 6'4". They're showing highlights of him off the ball.
That was not impressive.
That's
What was he?
okay. Stop the running back
There
4
we go.
yards after the line.
Yeah.
That's a better
It
one.
never got out of like first gear. Yeah, okay, so he went to a really athletic linebacker and how we talked about doing my IRA, so they strengthen the better side of the ball. You know, that's the way the draft fell to him. So
The problem that I had with all those highlights,
yeah,
you didn't see a single highlight against a good team there. You saw Tennessee, who was not very good. You saw Louisville, who was not good. You saw, I don't even remember the first two. But you didn't see, there was no Alabama. There was no Georgia. He didn't do that against any of the good teams in the SEC.
You don't know that. They just didn't pick those plays.
I'm just going by what they saw,
Yeah,
what they showed.
right. Yeah.
They showed him make good plays against second division SEC teams.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
They might as well have done it against USF.
Okay.
Just saying.
Carney's coming off the rails here at pick 20. We're all getting a little tired. He's yelling at poor Javen Davis for doing nothing but his job. You can only play the players in front of you. Puts the Giants on the clock. They had a shot at Justin Fields. Could have taken Justin Fields. Traded down with Chicago.
Picked up this pick. They picked up Chicago's one next year. And then a
fourth and a fifth.
Yeah. Fourth this year, fifth next year.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And I don't think a receiver's come off the board since they dropped down. It hasn't. A receiver hasn't dropped off, hasn't been drafted since they moved down. So,
no.
Getting
Fields, Parson, Slater, Vera Tucker, Mack, Zaven, Leatherface, Jalen Phillips, and Davis.
Yeah.
Leatherface.
I heard you.
All I keep thinking of is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. You play Inagata Davida?
I've never seen any of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Horror.
The second one is funny. It's not scary.
I don't think any horror
Like he comes
movies are
running out.
scary. That's the whole problem. That's why I don't watch horror
Chainsaw
movies.
against plate of that guy's head. Leatherface, you be.
You what? They're showing the Giants' war room. Apparently, they've all gone away for the night.
Kind of like my brain cells.
They're showing someone. Looks like there's a pajama party going on.
Yep.
The only light on the whole
It's Quinny
entire.
Pay.
Okay. The only light on in the whole entire house is the TV.
That is a pajama jammy jam.
It is pajama Jimmy Jam. Quiddy Pay makes sense. Look, the Giants go defensive line. Oh, what a shock!
Trying to replace JPP from like 4 years ago.
All they do is draft defensive linemen. Rock Riley's coming up to the table.
You guys still doing it, man.
Oh, we took like a 45-minute break.
Yeah.
Okay. Still.
Yeah.
Still.
We've only been on 2 hours and 46 minutes. We've only been on 2 hours and 46 minutes. It's just like radio.
Just think. I could be TJ Reeves right now. Good to see you.
Keep it going, boys.
Thanks, Rock.
Thank you, Rock. Rock Riley, boys and girls. The Rock stops here.
The Giants pick is in.
All right, so they've showed
We're
Quiddy Pay
only 12 picks away
from the Bucks trading down.
from the Bucks not picking.
They would be so Bucks.
I think that the entire staff of Big Storm Brewing has gone home.
That means you have to pay a bill.
They have locked up the bar. I don't think you can get anything more to drink or eat.
Yep, she said that the kitchen was closed at 11.
10, then she came back to 10.
Oh, she said 10.
She said 11,
Oh, yeah,
and
we're
then
done.
she went and checked, and she came back to 10.
Well, it's a good thing we ordered then.
Yeah.
Rock Riley is leaving,
Is he?
saying adios.
He hung in as long as he could.
He's got to go home to Emily, young Addie. I guess his daughter is now like 12 or 13. I remember when she was born.
Really?
Yeah. Rock was working at DA at that time. I was running his board on Saturdays.
All right.
Giants guy wearing LT jersey. Smart. Quiddy Pay.
Roger Goodell's up at the podium. Here's the Giants pick.
Wow. Kadarius Toney, wide receiver out of the University of Florida.
Wow.
Goes ahead of Elijah Moore. Goes ahead of Rondale Moore.
Goes ahead of Rashad Bateman. Wow.
Kadarius Toney's mother, obviously a fan of pink.
So Kadarius Toney is like the closest thing that Florida's had to Percy Harvin since obviously Percy Harvin.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a guy you can get the ball out into space. You know, this year he sort of became more of a classic receiver. You know, he's just a guy that if you get him the ball, he makes plays. So
problem is it's tougher because he's 5'11". He's not 6'4", 6'5". You can't. He's not going to be able to reach over some of these bigger defensive backs. You know, when you've got DBs that are going to be 2 or even 3 inches taller than you, you know, now you're going to be reliant more on your athleticism than just your natural height on some of these guys.
Yeah, but he's got plenty of it. It's just he just feels sort of like a Curtis Samuel type of pick to me.
Okay.
You know, where like you're going to have to design a package to get him the ball in certain situations, which is obviously away from the line of scrimmage, maybe an off coverage, because he can make things happen. So we'll see. We'll see. He's definitely a playmaker, and he's very explosive. So,
and he's a guy, and I mean they showed him a couple of times in special teams in the return game.
right?
You know, they really haven't had someone like that since like when Odell Beckham was returning kicks and punts. So, you know, you get a 2-for-1. You're gonna thank you. You know that you're going to use him in the return game from day one because you can use your natural athleticism there. So, like you said, we'll see.
That puts the Colts on the board. The 21st pick. 5 minutes and counting. Colts need a QB. Who the hell is the Colts QB?
Oh, they
got Carson
Wentz.
Okay. Colts do not need a QB.
Colts do not need a quarterback.
At least for this year.
I would think.
Colts got a pretty good roster.
Yeah. With Naeem Hines.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Hilton.
Who did they draft last year that blew his knee like in game 2?
What's that?
Stewart? Love? No. It was somebody. They got a running back that blew his knee like in week. No.
Well, they had Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack blew his knee out, and then their rookie running back didn't really start to come around until the second half of the season. And they depend a lot on Hines, like you talked about, sort of like their third down back. Now they got Carson Wentz. Their offensive line is pretty solid. Their defense is pretty solid. You know, is this where I feel like we said this is this where Moore comes off the board?
Maybe. I mean, you've got T.Y. Hilton on one side.
Right.
You know, do you go that route? You know, do you try and take it's too much of a reach to try and take a tight end because right now your tight end is Jack Doyle.
Hey,
who's, you know, a blocking guy.
Easy on Jack Doyle.
Jack Doyle, I see, is a blocking tight end.
He's my late round fantasy tight end. Lets me down every year. Every year. 1 year though, the year I don't draft him, that will be Jack Doyle's year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the tight end that destroys me every year. O.J. Howard.
Oh God, yeah, I know.
O.J. Howard screws me.
Please stay healthy. Try it one time. Play all 16 games.
Just once.
Yeah. And I'm even giving you a game off this year. So do you think that tight end? I don't know. Is tight end play?
No. Too much of a reach.
You know, do they go interior offensive line? You know, no one's come off the interior offensive line. You know,
Very true.
you got, of course, Landon Dickerson. We've talked about a lot for the Bucs of Alabama.
You got Humphrey from Oklahoma.
Reed Humphrey, and then Davis
from Ohio State.
Yeah, which is Wyatt Davis. Yeah, from Ohio State, and those are, you know, widely considered the top 3 guys. But you know, they got Quentin Nelson obviously in there. Yeah, they got a pretty good roster, so they could go anywhere, I guess. I really don't see
This is about the time where we're going to start seeing best player available.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson. Without Sierra.
Is this where the offensive linemen start to come off the board? Or, excuse me, the running backs start to come off the board?
Yeah, the Harris, the Travis Etienne.
Yeah. It's Christian Barmore area.
Yeah, maybe.
Is this sort of like the tier 2 edges?
Perhaps. Fairley hasn't gone.
Oh, there you go.
That's another name out there.
COVID Fairley, we like to call him here.
Exactly.
Big Storm Brewing.
Watching the draft all by himself. Like Celine Dion.
Okay.
I know you didn't get that or anything.
The pick is in.
So they just showed the deal that sent Carson Wentz to Indianapolis for a 3rd this year and a conditional 2nd next year. See if he can stay healthy. But, I mean, if you get a former number 2 overall pick for a 3rd round and maybe a 2nd the next year, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm not. Carson Wentz is such a mystery to me. Because he was having an MVP type season, hurt his knee, and then all of a sudden now he's like just trash. Or seems to be trash. You know, I don't know like what changed offensively, or is there something in his head, or
we'll see what Frank Reich does. Guy's dressed like Tony Dungy.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty nice.
Could be a spot for Quiddy Pay.
Commissioner announcing the pick. Quiddy Pay.
All right, that takes us to what? Pick 22.
This would take us to 22.
Steve and I are going to step away for a second, have some discussions, and we'll be right back.
All right.
There it is.
At 24,
The least surprising pick of the draft.
Najee Harris of Alabama comes off the board.
Oh, one of the
To
least
Pittsburgh.
surprising picks in the half.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, I think, was a little less surprised.
And then Zach Martin, Ricky.
It's too funny.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, here's the deal, everybody. Morning. So what we're gonna do? We're just gonna call it, guys.
Yeah, Big Storm's kicking us out, basically.
Basically, is what's going on. But that's not Big Storm's fault. They were told 11:30, and that's what's going on. So instead of us going all the way through to the end and then having the general manager sit there and wait while we pack up for an hour and hit the road, we're just gonna pack up now. It's gonna be another 45 minutes till the Bucks get the pick. So thank you for joining us, and I had a good time. What about you, Steve?
I had a great time. I mean, for the fact that we got a chance to be out here at Big Storm Brewing and do this live performance of the PewterCast, in front of people. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, good food, good beer, nice night. It was more fun than I expected. But I'm always a person who doesn't expect to have much fun in the beginning anyway. Don't like being around new people. What are you gonna do? Anyway, okay then.
Hey, give him the Ren addiction.
The Ren addiction. Best place to find me is on Twitter or live streaming from Big Storm Brewery. On Twitter, find me at Rendax, REN_DAXT. I'm always down to talk Buccaneers football. But if you think your take's too hot and you don't want to put it out there on Twitter, feel free to slide in my DMs where you can talk Buccaneers football there with me as well, too.
Absolutely. You can follow me on social media. I'm at Steve Carney on Twitter and Instagram. And make sure you check out St. Tom for all of your Rays coverage as well. And you can also go to fansided.com, of course, the PewterCast, the official podcast of the Fansided Network. So until next week, we've had a blast here talking draft here on night one of the draft. Make sure you go to the PewterCast.com, PewterCast.live, so you can get caught up on everything. And until next time, go buck yourself.